In a hidden chamber, in Evil Sky Pavilion on Golden Court Mountain, Zhou glanced at his current merit points. 5,010 merit points. He did not earn many points from a holy altar's incident. He thought to himself, 5,000 points are just enough to purchase the avatar, the mighty 4 quadrants. I can improve my cultivation base immediately. However, should I spend all my merit points just to purchase the avatar? Zhou did not think it was worth it, as he calculated the numbers inwardly. He considered the lucky draw for a second before dismissing it. He once spent 66 merit points on the lucky draw only to receive a reversal card. However, there was always a chance of him hitting the jackpot. It was unfortunate that he had a little more than 5,000 merit points. He did not have the extra points to try his luck on a lucky draw. I should wait until I have more merit points. It was safe on Golden Court Mountain, so Zhou could take his time to earn merit points. For now, he decided to improve his cultivation base. Item cards were only effective against single opponents. After all, he got lucky during the incident on the Holy Altar. Under normal circumstances, he could not guarantee he would always be able to have a one-on-one showdown. Zhou controlled the system with his mind and purchased the mighty 4 quadrants avatar. Ding! Obtained the avatar, the mighty 4 quadrants. As the system notification popped up, Zhou's original avatar, the 3 condensing flowers, disappeared before it was replaced by the mighty 4 quadrants. He felt his primal chi surging like a flood within his body. With his new avatar, it broke through his Dantian Sea of Chi. His primal chi grew quickly and easily broke through from the middle stage of the sense condensing realm to the peak of the sense condensing realm. It did not take long before his Dantian's Sea of Chi was filled with primal chi. A man standing between the heavens and the earth was like a vessel. The vessel's endurance would determine how much primal chi the vessel would be able to take in. The sizes of the meridian channels and Dantian Sea of Chi were crucial aspects in determining the strength of a cultivator. Zhou was no ordinary cultivator. He was the most powerful villain in the world. His Dantian and meridian channels had been sculpted and tempered since a long time ago. When the primal chi surged in, it was as though the floodgates of Yangtze River were opened. Zhou could not stop it at all, as his cultivation base rose quickly. Zhou quickly sat down and crossed his legs, focusing his mind. He did not dare to take this lightly and quickly directed all his attention to improving his cultivation base. Apart from that, Zhou understood something. Initially, when he obtained the system, his cultivation base was at the 9-fold body tempering. Body tempering cultivated his muscles, bone, and skin. Ji Tiandao had already accomplished this before, therefore, there was no need for him to cultivate them again. As for the 5 apertures of the mystic, enlightening realm, and the sense condensing realm, they were like the cultivation of the will. In other words, the improvement in his cultivation base now was completely dependent on the avatar's level and the amount of primal chi he absorbed. With his 8 meridians connected, if he had the right avatar and primal chi, he could reach all 8 meridians in one go. Heavenly writing. With just a thought, Zhou brought out the heavenly writing. He felt it would be easier for him to calm his spirit and concentrate, to keep distracting thoughts away, if he read the heavenly writing. As soon the heavenly writing appeared, his eyes landed on the complicated scripts. Ming-Sher-In locked Zhao Yu in the cave of reflection upon their return. He paced up and down, keeping guard ever since he had locked her up. When Zhao Yu entered the cave of reflection, she saw Yi Qianxin, whose hair, skin, and expressions were pale. She was extremely terrified. Ming-Sher-In explained, Junior Qianxin's cultivation base has been disabled by Master. Without her cultivation base, it's inevitable that her body would decline. It's no surprise that she ended up looking like this. When Zhao Yu heard this, she was inwardly shocked. What did she do to warrant such a heavy punishment? Suddenly, she felt extremely grateful that she still possessed her cultivation base. She was not as tenacious or bold as Yi Qianxin. She felt there was no difference between having no cultivation base and being dead. She thought to herself emotionally, luckily, I didn't commit a grave mistake like Junior Sister Tianxin did. Junior Sister Zhao Yu, this time, You're very lucky to have been brought back unharmed by Master. Master has ordered me to keep both of you in here, to reflect on your actions. Please don't blame senior brother for this, Mingshi Yin said. Zhou Yu nodded and said, I'm grateful, senior brother. I don't blame you. Compared to her eccentric master, she much preferred her fourth senior brother. At the very least, she would not need to tread on eggshells all the time. Moreover, she did not have to worry about being beaten or punished for saying the wrong thing. At this moment, Yi Qianxin suddenly looked up. She looked at Zhou Yu with exhaustion in her eyes. A hint of surprise could be seen in her eyes as well. Which witchcraft? Mingshi Yin nodded and said, Indeed, it's witchcraft. Junior sister Qianxin, you've learned a lot during your time in the outside world. Yi Qianxin gave a hollow laugh and said, Witchcraft restrictions? Cultivators would have a difficult time undoing it. It's no different from having your cultivation base disabled. I was dealt with this fate, and now Zhou Yu suffers the same fate. I wonder who will be next. Zhou Yu asked in confusion, Junior sister, what's the point of resenting Master at this point? She looked at Yi Qianxin, who was as pale as a piece of paper. Mingshi Yin shook his head helplessly. Junior sister Qianxin, do you really want to stay in the cave of reflection for the rest of your life? If she did not change her way of thinking, she would have to stay in here forever. What's the difference? With the state I'm in, there's no difference from being dead. Stubborn, Mingshi Yin shook his head. Dong! Suddenly, the resonance of primal chi energy reached their ears from afar. Mingshi Yin frowned slightly and said, The two of you should reflect on your actions here. I'll visit you every day. Thank you, senior brother, Zhou Yu said with a nod. Ding! Disciplining Zhou Yu. Obtained 100 merit points. Loyalty plus 5%. Mingshi Yin came outside. He cast a suspicious look in the direction where the noise had come from. It was the Evil Sky Pavilion. Although the primal chi's resonance was subtle, he managed to sense as soon as it sounded. Someone's connecting meridians in the Evil Sky Pavilion? How did a Brahmin Sea cultivator get into Golden Court Mountain? He was puzzled. The Evil Sky Pavilion was not a place where scoundrels were allowed to run rampant. You've got balls coming here. I'll teach you a lesson. With that, he covered 300 miles in a single stride, leaving afterimages in his wake. What will the others think if any Dick, Tom, or Harry can just barge into the grand Evil Sky Pavilion? I'll have to bear the consequences if Master blames me for this. Mingshi Yin knew he was extremely fortunate that he was not blamed when the Golden Court Mountain's barrier broke previously, giving the cunning Zhou Jifeng a chance to sneak up on Master. However, if it were to happen again, he would feel annoyed at himself even if his master did not blame him. Mingshi Yin had coincidentally passed by the back of the mountain. Zhou Jifeng was once the grand disciple of the Heavenly Sword sect. He was a divine court realm cultivator and well known among cultivators. He had felt the strange pulse from the Evil Sky Pavilion as well. When he saw Mingshi Yin shooting past, he could not help but call out, Mr. Fourth? Get lost! I'll beat you up if you dare return. Mingshi Yin cursed. Zhou Jifeng was startled into jumping. His ears went numb from the vibrations of the sound wave from the primal chi, causing him to stumble several steps back. Then he stood as still as a wooden chicken. I don't think I've offended you, did I? Are there no normal people in the Evil Sky Pavilion? When Mingshi Yin finally arrived at the Evil Sky Pavilion, he saw little Yuan. He walked up to her and asked, Little junior sister, did you see any outsiders sneaking into the Evil Sky Pavilion? Little Yuan replied with a puzzled expression, I didn't. What's wrong? Mingshi Yin sped to the pavilion, looking like a phantom as he left afterimages in his wake. Little Yuan found the sight dazzling. She clapped her hands and said, Senior brother, your blue at heart technique is truly amazing. Whoosh! Mingshi Yin appeared before Little Yuan again, his afterimages disappearing. He looked at Little Yuan solemnly as he asked, You're certain you didn't see anyone? I'm certain. Little Yuan tapped the tip of her left index finger with the tip of her right index finger together as she looked at Mingshi Yin in confusion. Where's Master? He's resting. Little Yuan pointed in the direction of the hidden chamber. The hidden chamber was where Zhou rested. However, he spent most of his time in the East Pavilion and rarely visited the hidden chamber. The hidden chamber? Ming-Sher-In looked in the direction of the hidden chamber with a perplexed expression on his face before walking over. Liu Yuan barred Ming-Sher-Yin's way and said, "Senior brother, Master has said that he doesn't want to be interrupted." Ming-Sher-In raised a hand and gestured for little Yuan to keep quiet. Then he said in a hushed tone, "I'm just going to take a look. What if there's an intruder here?" He proceeded to cautiously walk toward the hidden chamber. He was convinced the source of the aura earlier came from the hidden chamber. As Ming-Sher-In inched closer to the hidden chamber, he thought to himself, "Is it possible that someone's trying to steal something from Master's hidden chamber? Maybe Master isn't in the hidden chamber at all. Is there another reason for this?" Meanwhile, Zhou was completely focused on the scroll and paid no mind to what was happening outside. The hidden chamber was as quiet as a library. The burst of aura was from when Zhou primal chi surged through his 8 meridians. He was intrigued to find that the 8 meridians were not as powerful compared to before, even though it had been connected by Ji Tiandao when he was still alive. It felt as though a drain had been dug, but the primal chi he had obtained was only a bucket's worth. According to the normal cultivation sequence, the first meridians to be connected were the Run and Du meridians, followed by the Chong, Dai, Yangwei, Yinwei, Yangqiao, and Yinxiao meridians. Zhou's cultivation base would have to be at a certain level before he would be able to connect all 8 meridians. Every meridian required a more profound cultivation base than the previous one. Zhou was the exact opposite. His avatar's level was too low, which restricted the amount of primal chi he absorbed. In the Brahman Sea realm, 2 connected meridians would enable him to cultivate the 5 energies universe. For connected meridians would enable him to cultivate the 6 recombinant trigram lines, while 8 connected meridians, the peak state, would grant in the avatar the 7-star soul. The great realm had 3 avatars, and the difference in their strength was immense. His avatar was only the mighty 4 quadrants. Zhou did not stop cultivating. He continued reading the heavenly writing. As usual, when he was focused on reading, he would immerse himself so deeply in the text that it was difficult to snap him out of it. Although the text was dry and boring, and he clearly could not understand it, he still enjoyed the feeling. Shortly after, Zhou felt a faint cooling sensation again. It came from his Dantian Sea of Qi and spread through his 8 extraordinary meridians. His heart was as calm as a still lake, and his mind was clear and alert. At this moment, Zhou heard Ming-Sher-Yi's voice. "And Master?" Ming-Sher-In was currently standing at the door of the hidden chamber. He tried to peek inside through the gap in the door. However, the door of the hidden chamber was naturally different from ordinary doors. It was completely sealed, and he could not see a single thing. For this reason, he decided to call out to his master. Shortly after, he heard a grunt from the other side of the wall that reached his ears with a powerful sound wave from the primal chi. Bang! Ming-Sher-In reeled from the impact, falling to the ground. His expression was one of fright as he stared at the sky. Even with his nascent divinity tribulation realm's cultivation base, he had fallen due to a sound wave. He did not even have time to react. Impossible. Little Yuan looked at her senior brother in shock. He had flown back a few dozen meters before he crashed on the ground. Although Ming-Sher-In could have broken his fall, he did not dare to do it. He took the brunt of the hit before he got up on his knees and said pleadingly, "This disciple is wrong. I suspected that someone had infiltrated the Golden Court Mountain. Please forgive me, Master." A silence hung over the evil sky pavilion. Zhou was surprised by the strength of the sound wave. It was certainly not something that a cultivator who recently entered the Brahman Sea realm was capable of. The Brahman Sea realm and the nascent divinity tribulation realm were 2 realms apart. How could he have possibly repelled Ming-Sher-In? Zhou stood up slowly. He had a suspicion. Is he putting on an act? Ming-Sher-In was kneeling on the ground as he kept glancing at the hidden chamber. He was truly amazed by his master's amazing strength, but he was curious why his master did not come out. At the same time, he sensed the surroundings. There were no enemies or any other signs of movement. How strange. All of a sudden, he heard the sound of moving machinery. Bizizidi. The stone door of the hidden chamber slowly slid to the side, and Lu Zhou walked out with his hands on his back. His expression hid his emotions. Mingshi Yin hastily praised Lu Zhou. "Your strength is truly unrivaled, master. I'm no match for your sound technique at all." Meanwhile, Liu Yuan ran over and supported Lu Zhou. "Master, you've come out." Lu Zhou's gaze fell on Mingshi Yin and said, "Oh, forth." Nice show," Lu Zhou said knowingly. Mingshi Yin was dumbfounded. "Nice show," Lu Zhou said coldly. "Since you like acting so much, go to the Cave of Reflection and stay there for 3 days." Mingshi Yin was truly bewildered. He tried to explain, "Master, I'm telling the truth. I didn't put on an—" Lu Zhou's expression was cold as he interjected, "Are you questioning your master? Did a master need an excuse to punish his disciples? Of course not. I dare not. I'll accept the punishment. I'll head to the Cave of Reflection now." Mingshi Yin obediently accepted his punishment. Lu Zhou thought he would obtain merit points from disciplining Mingshi Yi, but he did not hear a notification from the system. He thought to himself, "Dissatisfied? I'll deal a heavier punishment next time." Mingshi Yin kept shaking his head until he reached the Cave of Reflection. He could not help but sigh. "I thought Master is different from before. It seems like I'm thinking too much. Master is still as unpredictable as ever." He scratched his head, genuinely confused. "Nice show." Mingshi Yin quickly went into the Cave of Reflection. It was extremely cold and uncomfortable in there. As soon as he entered, he saw Zhou Yu shivering in the corner. Zhou Yu's cultivation base has been sealed. How can she resist the cold? Mingshi Yin pushed his dissatisfaction aside and said, "Junior sister, don't blame me for not helping you. Senior brother, you're doing more than enough by visiting me." "I can't possibly ask for more," Zhou Yu said before turning to look at Yi Qianxin. "I'm just worried that junior sister Qianxin would not be able to hold on for much longer." Yi Qianxin's head was lowered. Due to her prolonged stay in the cave, she appeared listless. Most of the time, she appeared unconscious. Although her cultivation base had been disabled by her master, her physical constitution was good. The cold from the Cave of Reflection was not enough to take her life. Out of curiosity, Mingshi Yin approached Yi Qianxin before helping her up. However, as soon as he touched her, he almost pushed her away out of shock. He discovered her skin was currently as white as jade, and her hair was much whiter than before as well. Without her cultivation base, it was inevitable that her body would deteriorate. However, it should not have deteriorated to this extent. He furrowed his brows as he thought to himself, "What's happening? In any case, this isn't normal." Zhou Yu asked, "Fourth senior brother, what's wrong with junior sister Qianxin? I'm not sure. I've never seen anything like this. She doesn't seem to be hurt, and this isn't a residual effect from losing her cultivation base. Look closely." Mingshi Yin motioned toward Yi Qianxin's skin with his eyes. There were no wrinkles on her skin. It was smooth, just like a piece of white jade. He was also at a loss as to why she was unconscious. "Junior sister Zhou Yu, please look after her. I'll try to beg for mercy from Master." "Senior brother, junior sister Qianxin has committed such a grave mistake. What if Master no longer cares about her?" Zhou Yu was slightly worried. She had a feeling there was something else afoot apart from her cultivation base that had been disabled. She could not help but feel that it was dangerous. Mingshi Yin did not waste any time and shot out of the Cave of Reflection. When he saw some of the female cultivators from the derived Moon Palace hurrying about, he called out to one of them, "Prepare stretcher." "And Mr. Fourth, why do you need a stretcher? Just go get it. Why were you asking so many questions?" Mingshi Yin did not have the time to explain himself to them. Mingshi Yin's words made the female cultivators nervous. The female cultivators from the derived Moon Palace had been taking care of Golden Court Mountain lately. Apart from repairing the damaged buildings, they stayed in the Evil Sky Pavilion's West Pavilion. Although they felt the villains of Evil Sky Pavilion were eccentric, it was fine as long as they were able to keep their lives intact. They, naturally, carried out Mingshi Yin's order. In no time at all, Mingshi Yin arrived at the Great Hall of the Evil Sky Pavilion. When he saw his master and little Yuaner, He quickly made his way to them. Zhou frowned. So, Old Fourth isn't satisfied at all.